Hello everyone, Marvelous94 here. Here's my NXT Takeover Dallas preview and predictions. And looking at this card here, this card looks stacked. Like legit stacked. There is not one bad match on this card. Well, you can argue that Apollo Crews and Elias Sampson is so I'm gonna go over that first. So Apollo Crews with Elias Sampson. As a score from 1 to 10 how excited I am for this match. Probably like a 2.5 to 3 because pretty much this build has been kinda but then again it's the Drifter, especially since he got drift away chance in an NXT house show in Philadelphia, I think somewhere in Philadelphia, I don't remember where. But I'm going with Apollo Crews for this match because he's going to be a huge star in NXT. And he might be powering him for an NXT title run down the line. So, I'm going with Apollo Crews. Next up, we got Sami Zayn versus the debuting Shinsuke Nakamura. Pretty much straightforward and to the point. I'm going with Nakamura here because you can't have him lose in his debut match. Plus, it's Sami Zayn's last match in NXT. It's going to be a swan song, especially since he's pulling double duty for NXT Dallas, which is tonight, because I'm recording this on Friday, and it'll more than likely go up on Friday as well. And he is going to be in the Intercontinental title 7-man ladder match. Wow, that's a mouthful. So I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura. Next, we have Austin Aries, the greatest man that has ever lived, versus the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. It's pretty much the same thing that I said with Nakamura a minute ago, but I'm going with Austin Aries because if it's his debut match, you can't have him lose, although he didn't have a match on NXT, I believe, this past Wednesday. Although they might be calling up Baron Corbin to the main roster, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm going with Austin Aries. Next, we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match, which pits the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, versus American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. I'm going with American Alpha for this because it's a feel-good moment, plus they've been in chase mode since actually, I believe August. I believe it's the NXT after Takeover Brooklyn, after NXT show after NXT Takeover Brooklyn, where they actually teamed with the Revival versus... Okay guys, sorry about that. Some stuff actually fell in the kitchen, so I decided to go clean it up. Anyways, back to the NXT Tag Team Championship match, which features the Revival, which is Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, defending their tag team titles against American Alpha, aka Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Like I said before, I'm going with American Alpha because they've been in chase mode for the NXT Tag Team titles since the NXT show after NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Try saying that 5 times fast. Plus, they actually teamed with the Revival when they were going up against the Hype Bros and Enzo Amore and Big Cass. So they have a big history with the Revival. But I'm going to go with American Alpha, is my pick. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship match, which I am actually really hyped for because it features Bayley defending her NXT Women's Championship against Asuka. I'm going with Asuka here mainly because Asuka's gonna kill you. Asuka's gonna kill you. Saying that to Bayley. But sorry Bayley, I like you, but I'm going with Asuka here. Especially if they're gonna call Bayley up to the main roster after WrestleMania 32, but I don't know. Maybe, but that one's kind of hard to predict, but regardless, I'm going with Asuka here. I'm predicting that she might be the new NXT Women's Champion. And finally, we have the NXT Championship match, which features Finn Balor defending his NXT Championship against Mojo in a rematch from NXT Takeover London. Oh man, this one's going to be hard to predict, because either one of these guys can win. And whoever's going to lose, more than likely might be going up to the main roster. Oh boy, I should have thought about this more, to be honest. It's just hard to predict. They could do what they did with Kevin Owens and have him debut on the main roster, Finn Balor at least. They could have Finn Balor debut on the main roster as NXT champion, pretty much what they did with Kevin Owens when he debuted on May 25th, I believe, on the Raw episode of May 25th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he debuted against John Cena, and they had that amazing match at Elimination Chamber. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor for my pick, although I would not be surprised if Samoa Joe would win. But whoever's going to lose is more than likely probably going to get called up to the main roster after WrestleMania, like the Raw after WrestleMania, or they could wait until maybe after SummerSlam to debut him, something like that, I don't know. Anyway guys, those are my predictions, so I'm going to go over my predictions super quick, just in case you did not know what they were, or you kind of zoned out in the middle of the video. So, Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson, I'm going with Apollo Crews. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn, I'm going with Nakamura. Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin, I'm going with a double Austin Aries. NXT Tag Team Championship, The Revival versus American Alpha, I'm going with American Alpha. NXT Women's Championship, Bayley versus Asuka, I'm going with Asuka. And finally, the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, I'm going with Finn Balor. So those are my predictions for NXT Takeover Dallas. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for when I do my WrestleMania 32 predictions. That one's going to be longer because there are a lot of matches on that show, especially since it's going to be like a 4-hour show, 1 hour pre-show, well, actually 2 hour pre-show, and then a 1 hour post-show afterwards, so WrestleMania is going to be 7 hours long, a week out. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.